Good morning. You are listening to UpReach, a morning devotional presented by the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee, to encourage you as you face the opportunities and challenges of today. Let's begin this day together with some inspiring thoughts from God's holy word. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, we read, "And you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth, that He may establish His covenant which He swore to your fathers, as it is to this day." Muhammad Ali is considered the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. He won 56 of his 61 professional fights and knocked out 37 opponents. His most famous catchphrase was, "I am the greatest." One day, Ali was seated in an airplane when the flight attendant came up the aisle to make sure that all the passengers had their seat belts fastened. Reaching Ali's seat, she asked him to buckle up. "Humph," the champ sneered. "Superman don't need no seat belt." The flight attendant smiled sweetly and replied, "Superman don't need no airplane either." Ali fastened his seat belt. It has often been shown to be true that the greater our success, the greater the risk of us thinking too highly of ourselves. Scottish historian Thomas Carlyle once observed, "Adversity is sometimes hard upon a man, but for one man who can stand prosperity, there are 100 that will stand adversity." And Oswald Chambers once wrote, "Sudden elevation frequently leads to pride and a fall. The most exacting test of all to survive is prosperity." Each of us must view success as a gift from God. We must learn to see all of our successes as a gift from God, not as a result of our own achievement. The Lord is the source of all success, all elevation, and all blessing. If you have a good mind and a healthy body, if you live in a land of opportunity, if you have a good education, if you've had a few breaks go your way, then you have much for which to be grateful and no cause for arrogance. You did not achieve success, you received it as a gift. Each of us must voluntarily humble ourselves before God, or God may have to humble us Himself. I have learned it is better to learn humility voluntarily than involuntarily. Paul tells us, "For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith." Romans chapter 12, verse 3. This has been UpReach, a presentation of the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I am Kyle Bolton, the pulpit minister at Church Street, and I would like to personally invite you to come and share times of Bible study and worship with us each week. We meet every Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. for our morning worship, followed by our Sunday school for all ages at 10:15 a.m. Then we meet again at 6 o'clock p.m. for our evening worship. We also have a midweek meeting for devotion and Bible study on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.